Smile. Hi guys, this is Jules. This is my mom Victoria. She's visiting from California for the next week and a half. So today I'm going to start with getting some decorations prepared for Anna's graduation. Is next Friday. I have pretty much all the pieces. There's just some little bit of alterations that I need to do to some of the things that I have here, because her graduation is next week, and she's graduating from a vet tech program. In human world is like she's gone to school for an RN for humans. In her class there's 10 girls, and I have to decorate 10 tables, one for each girl and their family. And so hopefully I can get some footage of the graduation. So Anna has been a lover of animals since she was 2-3 years old, but she's loved animals all of her life. And she went to Washington State University in Pullman, and she graduated with a bachelor's degree in zoology, and then she got a minor in wildlife ecology. She wanted to be a vet at first, and she ended up working in vet clinics and at the Humane Society for a while, and then she decided, you know what, I think I want to be a vet tech. Currently she's externing at the Portland Zoo in Oregon State, and having a blast over there. She's been there for 2 months, and she loves it. So she volunteered me to help with the decorations for the graduation. So that's what I'm gonna do today, is get stuff ready. So according to the photos that I'm gonna put up on the screen now, that is the theme that I'm going for. So I have some, I think they're called Monstera, Monorat, or something like that, leaves. I'm gonna have mom cut these down, but they are, this leaf here, you'll see a lot in safari themed parties, baby showers, things like that. So I'm gonna have mom cut these with the wire cutter. The school colors are maroon, white, and with gold accents. One of the other things that I'm doing besides decorating 10 tables is getting a balloon garland or wall up, which this will be my second time doing it. I'll leave a link to my blog post where all of this stuff will be listed. So I had mom cut out probably about 30 of these. I was gonna do about 2 or 3 on each table. And I unpacked all the bottles while mom took the stickers off the bottoms. Now here on the table is the medium and the small bottles, and then I borrowed some of the cylindrical ones from the school that they had. I'll use that for some of the sand. And here are the larger bottles. I also got these long-stemmed wheat grass and some of these placemats that were a little bit too short for the picture frame. They're 11 inches. I ended up using my own placemats that I had at home because they were about 15 inches. So they were big enough to host the picture frame and the bottles and stuff. And so those ones are just going to be used whenever they want for any other decoration that they want to do. So I just used some Windex and cleaned off the glass. And the mat that came with it was hiding both girls on each side. So I just put this on cardstock. In hindsight, I wish I would have used the gold, because I think the gold cardstock in the background would have looked a lot prettier. But yeah, I had already done it. It still looked really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with painting the animals. I got a pack of farm animals and a pack of jungle animals or safari animals. I used this Rust-Oleum metallic shiny gold paint and took the animals outside to the box and just laid them on their sides, gave them one good coat of spray paint. And then I waited for about an hour before I went back to flip them over and then give them another coat. And then after that second hour, I went ahead and just checked kind of like under the tail, under the armpit, and kind of filled in where it needed to get a little bit more paint. Some animals that I got here, these are extras that did not come in the kits. I bought these myself. These are for the girls. They each told Anna what their favorite animal was, and I went and got them. Spray painted those because these are going to go on their own table. Mama, hard at work. Washing all the vases for me. You okay, Ma?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I'm just gonna lay down some wax paper just to kind of keep things tidy. I'm gonna get all my bottles, the large bottles and the medium bottles. And I saw this cool technique with baking soda and acrylic paint. So I decided to do, well, equal parts is what I eventually used, but here the first shot was a little bit too much acrylic paint. But these kind of give these bottles a like stone look. Super, super cool. So I did 2 coats of this, and you can see here it looks a little bit more watery. For the second coat, I do end up putting in a little bit more baking soda. So I did do 10 bottles, all 5 large ones and all 5 medium ones. It is the red panda. It's a red panda. It's a different. It's called a panda, but oh, I know, but yeah, it's not. Oh my gosh, how cute. One of the animals is in. Just got it today. I'm gonna go paint it now. All right, time for the second coat. It is a little bit thicker. It is kind of the consistency of cream of wheat. Maybe that's not a good example because I like mine really thick. So anyways, it's maybe pudding, a little thicker than pudding. I don't know. You kind of have to go with your gut. I do the bottoms of the bottles too because I like the way it looks more completed to me. I don't like it looking unfinished. So look at that. All right, time to paint the leaves. Now I only do one coat of the gold paint on each side. That's all that it needed. And I let it dry for about the same amount of time and then flip them over and then do the second side. And I had already done the red panda before I took those leaves out. That's why he's not there anymore. So I'm going to use this Minwax polyurethane. I think it's a clear satin for the vases because I want to create some sort of a seal for them. I think that it needs it. So I'm going to use this macrame cord. It's a 3mm in a creamy white color. I can't remember the color name that it gave it, but anyways, Mom wanted to help me, and so I had her cut. I think there were 8 inches long, 5 per tassel, so 5 times 10, and so she just cut them all out for me. And I had these wood beads I'm going to use. I'll show you here. This is what I'm going to make for each bottle, just to kind of have a little bit of a boho theme. It's safari theme, but you think safari, I think of natural earth tones, natural elements, the outdoors. Although there's a maroon color involved, I think it still will look really pretty. We're going to do white cement looking bottles. We're going to do some wheatgrass. So kind of to me it blends in. So this is my sample. This is the one that I made earlier, and we're going to unstring them all. Turns into, Mama, this is each... This is one yes, string, right? Yeah. And you have the 5th one right there, right? Okay. Okay, so this one's the one you're doing right now, Mama, right? Okay. So I'm going to take this one. So I'm just going to get these ready so I can make the tassels. I just comb it all out until it's nice and fluffy and roll it shut. So I'm going to get a cord, take 2 off. I'm going to pinch 2 with the right hand and pinch the other 2 with the left and just slightly pull. And it gives me 2 separate cords to use. So I'm just going to do that to all of them and keep 2 cords for 1 tassel. So just right in the center there, I'm just going to go ahead and make 2 knots, and this will be my actual tie that goes around the bottle. Using the comb, just combing it out. I'm going to hold it nice and tight, laying the other cord on top and following the loop of the tassel, coming back down just a little bit and then right back up so that I can start wrapping it around to make a neck for the tassel. I'm going to wrap it nice and tight, but I do want to keep that loop from disappearing in that wrap. I'm just going to wrap it tight probably 5 or 6 times. So bringing it all the way around, and then you want to thread it through that loop and slowly pulling down until the loop disappears underneath that wrap. Don't pull it all the way through. Then you want to snip that excess off and then mess with the wrapped part to kind of get the little cut pieces hidden underneath what you wrapped around the tassel. And then you just want to kind of undo the other string, the other side of it, and then just comb it out so that it blends in with the rest of the tassel. And then we're going to measure it with the other tassel and then cut it. Just want to get it nice and even. Let's work on getting the bead on there. So there is a knot at the very top of the head of the tassel. So we're going to use a wood bead, but to get it in there, we have to do this like shoelace end kind of a thing. That way it's easier to thread through. And I'm just going to like pull it where that little knot will sit inside of the bead and just make a knot at the end. All right, so these are the medium-sized bottles, and I'm just going to make the rest of the tassels for these. And, you know, I was going to end up hanging them at the bottom part of the neck, but I changed my mind, and I'm going to hang them off the very top part rim of the neck, which is why I didn't make it super tight. Because it's still a little bit loose, I'll just use a stylus and put it through into the knot and just push it up against the rim so it stays up high on the bottle. And I think that looks really good. So I just brought in the last of the bottles this morning. This was like a 2-day process to get these all painted and sealed. But I just wanted to see how this polyurethane was going to work on these bottles. I did do 2 coats of the baking soda paint on them and did 2 coats of the polyurethane 1 hour apart, and they seem to be holding up okay. Just basic like grabbing and stuff, and they're not kind of shredding or peeling or anything. So it seems right now that it's holding Long term, I don't know. These bottles are not mine. They will stay at the school. I don't know. I guess I can use this for a sealant in the future for something that is mine, and then I can tell you guys, you know, how it's been holding up. And it does, the texture feels still a little chalky, and this is after it's dried overnight. Anyways, I really like how they came out. I think they look super pretty. I'm going to be decorating 1 table per student because there's 10 graduates. So now I needed enough for 10 tables. And now I'm going to go and get 5 more of the little ones so that I can put some of the baby's breath in there to kind of give it more of a softer look on the table. So each girl is going to be getting their own animal. And I went and bought these at Hobby Lobby. And I bought those because Anna wanted them to have something that's of theirs, that like an animal that they love. So I'm just going to tag these with their little name on it. So Anna will have a little tag on this one. This is like her little German Shepherd that she had that passed away in December. Her name was Navi, and she said, I'm totally a fan of the gold Navis. This will go next to her photo, and then on the tables will be a photo frame with the group of the girls. There's 2 tigers, and then there's 4 horses, and then a red panda, which is so cute. Looks like a cross of a raccoon, and I don't even know. Oh my gosh, he's super cute. I'm waiting for the hippo to come, and I'm waiting for an otter to come. That way I can paint those 2. So I'm just gonna put a little tag with their name on it so that they know it's theirs. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and put the tassels on these. They're just gonna hang, they're gonna hang low on the front of the bottle. We're gonna go over to PicMonkey and grab a triangle and stretch it out to make a flag. And I'm just gonna play with the fonts, and I'm gonna play a little bit with the design, but I do want to say congrats VetTech Carly or congrats VetTech Anna. That way it's you know, kind of personalized. I found this little stethoscope online and wanted to use it in there, and I'm gonna foil all of it in gold. So I do this for every single girl, every name, and I download it all. And another one, downloaded it. Once I have all of them down on my desktop, then I'll pull up Cricut Design Space. And I can only do one at a time, so let me just fast forward really quick after I pull Anna's flag in. And there's one. Now here's all 10. So I'm just gonna grab all 10 and put them in Design Space, stretch them out and decide on a size. So I'm gonna go with 1¼ inches high and 2.624 in width. And if you notice, I did not unlock it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and print that out. I'm going to use my Brother printer because that has the toner in it, and that is what the foil sticks to. This is the box that I have my scrap pieces of foil, so I'm just going to use what I have in there. This is a Mink machine that has high heat settings to melt the toner and have the foil attached to it. Works really well in the right setting. So I'm just going to run it through the Cricut and have it cut it out, and then we'll see what it looks like when it's done. Not too shabby. Super cute foil. There we are. All right, so we're gonna start. I don't know why I'm using this angle. I apologize if it's weird, but now I had some issues with the offset, so I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a triangle and stretch it out like I did in PicMonkey, just to have a nice little distance between the actual main flag and then the second layer and then the third layer. So I just got another triangle and stretched it, and then I duplicated it and stretched it back out to kind of sit behind both of the front layers. And then I just designated the colors to them so that I knew how, which cardstock to use for what. So I'm gonna have it cut the gold. And what I did is I layered the name on top of the red cardstock, and then I used dimensional foam double-sided adhesive to set it on top of the gold foil cardstock, which I like the dimensional part of it. I'm sorry, I don't know what is going on with the shade and the color back in the background is dark and then it's light. But anyways, that's what I want, and it's gonna sit on a bamboo stick. Now these are skewer sticks, and I know they have different kinds out there in craft stores, but this is what I had on hand, and I thought it was gonna look fine with the other natural elements, which is why I'm sticking it in the vase to see what it looks like. I love it. These came out so cute. It's super simple, just glue them onto the skewer stick. They're not super fancy, but they're so cute. All right, we're gonna get started with the name tags, and I had to make my own because I could not find one that looked like what I wanted. So I just removed the flag stuff and replaced it with the tag stuff using the same name. And it's just the name that I'm gonna be adding on here, also foiling it with the gold foil. And I did all the girls' names the same way. downloaded the same way as I did the flags, grabbed all 10 and then pulled them into Design Space. Now I made this about a 1/2 inch tall by 1 1/4 wide. I'm just gonna stretch them out, and then I'm just gonna use one tag to do an offset. Pull the tag off and then do an offset off that first offset to have the 2 layers just a little bit bigger than the first. There we go, that looks good. And I'm just going to change the color again to designate it to the cardstock color that I'm using. And then I'm just going to hide those for now, and then I'm going to go ahead and just print the name tags out and then foil it. And this is what they look like. We're going to go ahead and cut them out, and they're so cute and tiny, and it was a perfect size. I think the red panda is the only animal that was, and the otter, that was too super small. They looked kind of big on them, but it's okay. And then I went in to cut out the gold cardstock, and then I went back in to do the maroon colored one. And did the same thing. I just did not do any dimensional stickers on this one. I kept it all flat. Here are the gold ones. And I believe I layered them the same way. I put the names on the maroons, yep. And then I glued that to the gold cardstock. And then I used the smallest part of the hole punch that I have, the crocodile, and made little itty bitty holes in it. Let me see if I can get it good. There you are. So I just punched little holes in it, and then I split my cords again, the 4 ply into the 2 ply, and then did the shoelace again, and that way I can thread it through the little hole. And then there's Navi with her little name tag on it for Anna. So I just did that with all of the tags and then tied them onto the animals, and that way they were all ready to go. Now again, there were 10 girls, and there were about 4 horses, a dog, a hippo, an otter, and a red panda, I think I did, and 2 tigers. Yeah, so before I did these little flags and tags, I did do a mock of the table setting, so I kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do. Now this rattan table setting is mine. These are 15 inches. And the ones that I had ordered were about 11 inches wide. So the frames were hanging over the edge of it, and it didn't look right, but I really loved how this came out. It was super beautiful, and it was even prettier than I thought it was going to be. Now the natural baby's breath that I had ordered was super delicate, and I felt like it was going to break apart, so I bought this at Hobby Lobby the next day to use, and it gave that nice touch of light color. Now I gotta say, I was super blessed to have Manny and my mom with me that day, because I would not have been able to get half of the stuff done. I did 1 table and my mom did the rest of them, just following my original design. So I had about 3.5 to 4 hours to get a balloon wall up, and I only had little clusters in these little trash bags by the steps. And it took me hours to blow up all these red ones, and luckily after a couple hours, Manny helped me and started blowing up the balloons for me so I can get the clusters done. I had to get all these quads done, and I just could not do it all. This is me just not having experience doing a balloon wall for the very first time ever. I did a garland, but it wasn't really a big deal. This one was a big deal. So I used some fishing line and just tied all of my quads together and had some command hooks on the wall, and Manny helped me with those. I was thinking, should I just leave it as a garland? But I felt like I really had enough time to do the entire wall. So I did run out of time. I did have another design element to add to the center, and I just, like I said, I ran out of time. It was about 10 minutes till the graduation ceremony started, and I was not done yet. There were already guests coming in. So I was able to get the 2 sides up, and then I ended up doing 2 more pillars for the center and filled them in with the gold balloons and the little clusters that I had in those bags. But unfortunately, the camera shut off and it didn't capture any of that. But anyways, here's my wall. I think it came out nice. It's not what I wanted, but Anna loved it, and that's what was important. Here's just another couple of pictures. I've got tons of pictures over at my blog post, you guys, and a lot more information that I didn't mention in the video. So the link to my blog post will be down below. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you so much for all of your support. Products and stuff will also be over there, so head on down. Talk to you guys later. Stay safe. Bye, you guys.